जो धारी राय सो भारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We have been emphasizing again and again what is emphasized in our scriptures. The adhikari, the qualified student for knowing the truth or for studying the scriptures. Who is that? Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Shraddha, Tidiksha, Samadhana and Mumukshutva. Unless these four sadhan chatushtay is sufficiently available with the seeker, he will not be able to proceed further in his quest for realization. And therefore, we are studying in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and we have come to this point. Tasmad Paramhamsa Parivrajamewa Vithana Lakshanam Pratipaddhet Atmavid Sarva Karma Sadhana Parityaga Rupamiti. Therefore, unless we have discrimination about what is the Purusha and what is the Prakriti. Then second thing, Vairagya, dispassion towards the world. Meaning what? Living at no desire level. देखो, therefore Tasmat Paramhamsa Parivrajyam. Then only he has the right to study the scriptures. If we have to do anything in this world, we will be only doing this as a business, but not as a spiritual practice. Therefore, Paramamsa Parivrajameva Vithana Lakshanam. Therefore, withdraw completely. This is what our Yajnavalkya has done. He has decided to give up all his property, everything to his two wives, and Maitri accepted that I am not going to have it if it doesn't lead to immortality. Therefore, this Vairagya or Parivrajyakam, Sannyasa Lakshanam, is extremely necessary. See? Therefore, Lakshanam Pratipaddhet Atmavid Sarva Karma Sadhana Parityaga Rupamiti. Till such time we want to do something in this world, we are far away from the truth. Therefore, Sarva Karma Sadhana Parityaga. So karma, upasana, because they are done to get something. Nobody does karma without any purpose. Nobody does upasana without any purpose to fulfill the desires. See? Therefore, sarva karma sadhana parityaga rupamiti. Up to here we have seen. Now, yasmat purve brahmanaha etam atmanam asadhana phalasvabhavam viditva sarvasmat sadhana pala swarupat eshana lakshanat vithaya bhikshacharyam charanti sma. See? Yasmat, because in the earlier times also, brahmana etam atmanam, knowing this self to be asadhana phalasvabhavam. It is not the result of any karma. The knowing the self is not the result of any upasana. Therefore, asadhana phalasvabhavam viditva, having known this, then sarvasmat sadhana phalasvarupa eshana lakshanat. See? So what is the phala? Is the fulfillment of the desire. So all the desires are once for all given up. Sadhana phala sarupa eshana lakshana. Therefore, till such time we have putreshana, vitteshana and lokeshana, and these three eshanas are only one. Because I want to attain something, therefore I want a lot of support of the wealth, and therefore somebody should be able to help me. So putreshana, vitteshana, lokeshana, all these three eshanas, three desires are only one desire, that I want something. See? This point must go deep in our system. Let the life be lived through us. Like the flower doesn't give fragrance, the fragrance emits out of the flower, exactly the same way. Let the life be beautifully expressed. Now, how to do that? Wherever we are, whenever we are, whatever we are, we should be 100%. That's it. But instead of that, we carry the burden of the past, we keep worrying about the future, and as a result, we are not allowing the life to flow through us. Therefore, sarvasmat sadhana phala sarupad eshana lakshanad vitthaya, giving up all these desires, bhikshacharyam charanti sma, and therefore they take to the path of bhikshacharya, not earning bread and butter. See, Yogakshemam Vahamyam, Bhagavad Gita tells, for the devotee, who is the devotee? Ananya Shintayanto Mam. A devotee is the one who is not keeping God away from him. Ananya, not other. He who thus thinks of me as his own being. Ananya Shintayanto Mam. Now, whether you call it devotion or knowledge, it is one and the same. In normal upasana, the knower and the known are different. The upasaka and the upasya. The one who is doing upasana and the God whose upasana is done, they are different. But here, ananya shintayanto mam, those who think of me as their own being. Ananya shintayanto mam, ye jana paryupasate. Those who do the upasana under all conditions, everywhere. Tesham nitya bhiyuktanam. Now they are eternally one with me. Nitya yukta. Not even a moment. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. For they don't have to struggle for survival. See, friends. Therefore, Rakshanad Vitthaya Bhikshacharyam Charanti Sma Drushta Adrushta Artha Karmata Sadhanam Cha Hitva. Then what is Bhikshacharya? The giving up all the efforts for the past or the future or worrying about anything. Tasmad Adhyatve api Brahmanaha Brahmavid Pandityam Pandita Bhavam. Therefore now also the Brahmana means the seeker of the truth. What he who has given up all activities of maintaining the life, then what is the Brahmana? Brahmavid. He, if he is a Brahmavid, means what? Pandityam, Pandita Bhavam. Tad Atma Vijnanam Pandityam. So he who is thus holding on to his divine nature. Atma Bhavam Pandityam. See? Then Nirvidya, Nishesham Viditva. Now he has not only read, studied, but now he has nishesham, clearly, distinctly, no doubt about his own being. No doubt. And if you go deeper, we know we don't have doubt about our being. We have doubt about others. Therefore, all the questions come about others. Now, this is one simple technique we told you. That about which we do not have questions is the reality. So, here also, Bhagavan Shankara says, Etam Atma Vijnanam Pandityam. Knowing this Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, Nirvidya Nishesham Viditva is fully, distinctly, clearly experienced, then Viditva Atma Vidyanam Niravashesham Krutva Ityarthaha. Therefore, he has done whatever is to be done as regards knowing the truth is concerned. See? Atmavidya niravashesham krutva, completely, exactly, exhaustively. Having attained this, then how? Acharyataha agamatascha. And for that, tad vijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. This we all have to clearly understand. We have to go to the Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru. Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru will not tell you, if you do this thing, your desire will be fulfilled. All those Siddha Mahatmas who help us in fulfilling our desire, they are holding us back in the samsara. See? But that Mahatma, Brahmanishta and Shrotriya Mahatmas, Gurus, they do not help you getting entangled in this relative world. Therefore, you will see in Vedanta Shastra, it is never mentioned. If you do this thing, yeah, putrarthi labet putram, dhanarthi labet dhamam, dhanam, kamarthi labet kamam. All those things are not mentioned. See? Therefore, acharyataha agamatascha. We have to go to the Acharya, Shrotriya, Brahmanishta. The same thing Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. See? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. See? Tattvadarshi jnani, those who have studied the scriptures, those who are living their experience, they only can initiate us into the truth. So, acharyata agamatascha eshanabhya vitthaya. And second thing is giving up all the desires. Plural, eshanabhyo. All the desires. Which are all the desires? The three. Putreshana, Vitteshana and Lokeshana. Eshana means desire. Desire for the progeny, desire for the wealth and desire for going to the hell and heaven. Therefore, Eshanabhyo Vitthaya, Eshana Vitthana Avasanam Evahi Tat Pandityam. And therefore, when we are able to give up all this longing for the fulfillment of various kinds of Eshana or desire, that Pandityam, that is called as the wisdom or the knowledge, Eshana Tiraskara Udbhavatvat, Eshana Viruddhatvat. Because Panditya, the knowledge is that which naturally gives up the longing for the worldly desires. See? Because there is a fulfillment. Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Fulfillment. See? Like when our stomach is full, we give up the food, desire for the food, because it is full. Now this Atma Jnana, Aham Brahmasmi, when it happens, naturally all the desires will be eliminated. If this is so, what should be the spiritual practice? Understand this way. If one is abiding in the absolute, desires disappear. And therefore, what should be the spiritual practice? When desires are entertained minimum to such an extent that we are left with no desires, then ultimately we are abiding in the truth. Therefore, Tat Pandityam Eshana Tiraskarodbhava Bhavatvad Eshana Viruddhatvad. Because Eshana Tiraskara, one cannot have any desire, and therefore this knowledge is against the Eshana Viruddhatvad. It is against the desires. So Eshana Tiraskrutyam na hi Atma Vishayasya Pandityasya Udbhavaha. Without giving up all the desires. See? Eshanam ati tiraskritya. See? One has to give up all the desires. Eshanam atiraskritya nahi atma vishayasya. Without giving up the desires, one cannot have the knowledge of the self. Therefore, Eshanam अतिरस्कृत्य न हि आत्मविषयस्य पांडित्यस्य उद्भवः इति. Without giving up all the desires, we can never have correct experience of our own being. Udbhavaha iti atmajnanena eva. Therefore, by this atmajnana alone, vihitam eshana vitthanam. Therefore, all the obligatory desires are totally given up, and atmajnana samakartru atmajnana samana kartrutva pratyaya upadana linga shrutya dridikritam. And therefore, Atmajnana Samakartruka. Therefore, for knowing the self or the one who is abiding in the self, it is said Parivrajaka. This is how the name is given. Tasmad Linga Shrutya Dridikrutam. Therefore, this is Linga, this is a sign that a person who has given up everything, completely no Eshanas, he is now really walking the spiritual path. Thereafter, Tasmad Eshanabhyo Vithaya. And therefore, he grows out of all the desires and Jnana Bala Bhavena. So where from the strength comes in him, that he is no more influenced by the desires. So it is said, Jnana Bala Bhavena, by the strength of knowledge and wisdom. See, the other day one boy met me, here only, and he asked me this question. I am in USA. He said, young boy, he asked me, Swamiji, here everything is so open. People are drinking and then drugs, and they are dressing in a very funny manner, and girls are also with hardly any clothes on their body, and they are moving everywhere. So when you look at this thing, don't you get the desire to indulge? Or if you are able to keep away, how can you keep away when so many temptations are available? See? Now be attentive. This is a common question. It's very important. What is the solution? The solution is very simple. Higher the goal in life, lower things are automatically dropped. It's a simple rule. If the goal of our life is only eat and indulge, then you will get lost in that. But if the goal of your life is fulfillment in life, etar buddhva buddhiman sat kruta krutyascha bharata. Then for the fulfillment of life, one grows out of all the desires, and therefore here the jnana bala, by the strength of knowledge that I am not the worldly objects, they cannot enslave me. How can anybody come and enslave me? We are not weakling. See, Vittaya jnana bala bhavena ballena tishta says thatum ichet. One has to be firmly rooted in this inner strength of knowledge. Then only we can walk the spiritual path. Now here beautiful things are given. Sadhana phala ashrayanam hi balam itaresham anatma vidam. But those who are the ignorant people, for them, what is their strength? Their strength is, I get up early in the morning, I do the japa, I take bath, and I do puja. See? That is their strength. Therefore, sadhana phala ashrayanam. Because when I do this sadhana, I will get that. So their strength is karma and the karma phala, upasana and the upasana phala. So sadhana phala ashrayanam hi balam itaresham anatma vidam. But those who are ignorant, they have got more faith and support only of their sadhana and their results of their sadhana. See, therefore you will see, be very attentive. Many people, those who are walking the spiritual path, particularly those who are following the Kundalini Marga, those who are following the invocation of the Kundalini, etc., you will see they always talk about last life, this life, next life. See? Forget about the Karma Kandi Upasana. They are nowhere. But even these people, they have got this very much last life. Therefore, if you read or listen to one of the Abhanga of Namdev Maharaj, there he says, after having done the upasana of Bhagwan's bhakti for many, many lives, in this life we got it. So, we have accepted that I was a jiva. And now in this life, I am now able to see the God's darshan. See? Therefore, here it is, sadhana phala ashrayanam hi balam tesham. For them, their sadhana, jap karte raho, ram, 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 ram. And by the strength of this japa, everything will happen. But the purpose of the japa is transcending the mind, not remaining contaminated by the mind. See? But when we have got desires, do you think we'll think about transcending the mind? No. We want to fulfill the desires in the mind. So, sadhana phala ashrayanam hi valam yataresham anatma vidam. So, those who are not walking the spiritual path, only wanting something in this world, for them sadhana and the effects of the phala of the sadhana is their strength. Tad balam hitva. Now, that kind of strength having given up, vidvan, asadhana, phalaswarupa, atma vijnanameva balam. See, therefore, for the wise seeker, he gives up the strength or the conviction born out of the karma kanda, upasana, japa, etc. And then asadhana phalaswarupa, which is not leading to any attainment. See, you are not going to get anything. This point should be clear if you are really studying Upanishad. Na kuch pana, na kuch khona. If we have that notion, I have done so much sadhana, what will I get? Then you are in the wrong place. So, tat phalam balam hitva. So, giving up the strength of the karma and upasana, vidvan, the wise seeker, asadhana phalaswarupa. See, that which is attained without any particular means, and it is not the attainment of the result as a result of something or the other. Therefore, asadhana phalaswarupa atma vijnanameva. One's essential nature is to be only known, it is not created. Therefore, it is said, Atma Chintan Karo. Atma Chintan means Anatma Chintan Abhav. Anatma Chintan is Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. I must have a son who will take care of me after I die. For that I must have a wife. Then for that I must have the wealth. See? And then I can go to heaven. All these desires are not associated with the wise seeker. We want nothing in this world. See? Asadhana phalaswarupa atma vijnanameva balam. That is their inner strength. Tad bhavam eva kevalam ashrayet. Therefore, the wise seeker seeking the truth should have full confidence on his being. See, friends, if we consider ourselves to be body, then we will be all the time thinking with reference to body. If we consider ourselves to be man or woman, we will be all the time fighting for that. See? How long are we going to get lost in this relative world? So, balam tadbhavam eva kevalam ashrayet, that is our inner strength. Therefore, tad ashrayanehi karanani eshana vishaye enam hatva sthapayutun na utsahante. See? Tad ashrayanehi, by the help of this inner strength born out of knowledge, karanani eshana vishaye enam hatva, then all the instruments which are associated with the lokeshana, putreshana, vitteshana, hatva having given up, sthapayitum na utsante. that they cannot be interested in all this. Na utsante. Jnana balahinam hi mudham. The one who doesn't have the inner strength of knowledge. Jnana balahinam hi mudham, such a dull-witted one, drushta adrushta vishayayam eshanayam eva enam karanani niyojayanti. So the ignorant people are without this knowledge, the strength of the knowledge, therefore all the time drushta adrushta vishayayam, all the time thinking about the present or the future, or getting lost in the past memories. Eshanayam eva enam karanani niyojayanti. Therefore all their efforts, all their instruments, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Tapasya, everything is niyojayanti. Only for what? They engage only in the fulfillment of their desires. Mudha. Balam nama Atma Vidya Shesha Vishaya Drushti Tiraskaranam. See, therefore, what is the real inner strength? Real inner strength, Atma Vidya, by the knowledge of the self, Ashesha Vishaya Drushti Tiraskaranam, complete denial of the objectivity and the importance of objectivity in one's life. That is the meaning of inner strength. See? How many things we are dependent on. Therefore, when our Yajnavalkya ji decided to give up everything and take to sannyas, what is the reason? Because of this thing. Balam Nama, he was fully convinced. Therefore, he tells his wife, Atma vare drashtavya, shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasitavya. Because by this only amrutatvasya ashasti na vittena eva, not by the wealth. Therefore, Balam Nama, this is a very beautiful definition. Inner strength is Balam Nama, Atma Vidya, Ashesha Vishaya Drishti Tiraskaranam. Complete objectivity is rejected once for all. Ataha tad bhavanena ballena tishta said. Therefore, by this inner strength, the knower, the seeker of the truth should hold on to this knowledge. Otherwise, you see many of us are so-called seekers leading a life of fear. Oh, today was Guruvar, I was supposed to do the fasting, but today I have forgotten and I have taken this thing. Now what will happen? See, I was supposed to do the japa, but I could not do. I do not know what happened. Now go on crying. Because I is still there. And wherever there is karma, desire, you are far away from the truth. See, in being there are no efforts. In becoming there are nothing but efforts. See, deep sleep is only being. Therefore, prayatna shaitilya. No efforts. When we are awake, and if our health is normal, breathing is perfectly going on, we even do not become aware that we are breathing. It is so effortless. But if there is some health issue with the lungs, then we have to put lot of efforts. Therefore, wherever there are efforts, we are going away from our natural state. Desire fulfillment demands lot of efforts through karma, through upasana. Therefore, अतः तद्भावेन बाल्येन तिष्ठासेत् तथा आत्मना विन्द्यते वीर्यम केनोपनिषद. This mantra comes. Atmana vidyate viryam. Here, Atmana means what? By the knowledge of the self, one gets inner strength. See, what is said? The inner strength as a result of one's essential nature, having known, the same thing is said on the path of devotion. That God is taking care of me, I am not worried. That is the inner strength. Whether we call ultimate devotion, surrender to the Lord, or we call the perfect knowledge. They are one and the same. See? Jnanasya parakashtaya sa bhakti. And bhakteher parakashta tad jnanam. See? The ultimate in devotion is knowledge, and the ultimate knowledge is devotion. They are not separate. Therefore, Atmana Vindate Viryam. The real inner strength comes from within. External strength will come and go. See, we come across many people, very strong, healthy, but when some disease or old age happens, then they are hanging on themselves. But you see the great Mahatmas, they also have got problems of their body, the physical, prakriti, vikruti, it will happen. But they are at peace. Because their strength is not borrowed from the prakriti, but their strength is from within. Atmana vindate viryam. Therefore, spiritual practice, first word used in Bhagavad Gita is Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. If we are walking spiritual path, Abhayam, fearlessness, is the beginning of spiritual life. We are all the time living under the fear complex. What will happen? What will happen? I don't know what will happen. See? Fear tells that we have accepted ourselves to be small and the world is other than me. Therefore, fear comes. Therefore, Atmana Vindate Viryam iti Shtantara. Munduko Prashid also says, Nayamatma Balahine Labhya. See? The truth cannot be attained by weaklings. And the real strength is the inner strength, not the external. By taking good food, by doing exercise, by doing yoga, it is temporary. The inner strength, the strength discovered from one's divine immortal self, is eternal. It never gets corrupted by the influence of time, space and object. Therefore, Nayam Atma Balahi Nelabhya. Now coming to the mantras, Balyam cha Pandityam cha Nirvidya. Therefore, with the help of the Balya and Panditya. Balya therefore is the inner strength born out of the conviction of knowledge, and Pandityam is having got the knowledge through the study of scriptures, through the Acharya and Agama, through the Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru, Nirvidya, Nishesham Krutva. Now having studied very well, completely, Nishesham Krutva Atha Mananat Munihi Yogi Bhavati. Such a person, by reflecting on whatever they have studied properly, thereafter Mananat Muni Bhavati. They are called as the Muni. See. Etavadhi Brahmanena Kartavyam. This is all has to be done by the seeker of truth, giving up all the desires. And that is the negative aspect. Give up. What is the positive aspect? Tad vijnanartham gurumeva vigached samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Go to the Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru, study the scriptures and come to know your divine nature. See. So, Nisheshan Krutva Atha Mananan Muni Yogir Bhavati Etavadhi Brahmanena Kartavyam. This is all what is to be done by the seeker of truth, Brahmana or the sannyasi. See. Now see how important Etavadhi Kartavyam Brahmanena. Not starting the schools and colleges and collecting the funds and building the hospitals. No. If you are walking the path of knowledge, this is one of the most difficult thing to digest. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, why you are against ashramas and institutions? I said, look here. if you have understood what I am talking, this question will not come to you. I have never said others should not build the ashrams. I have never said others should not do the hospitals. Whatever they are doing, they are doing. As regards I am concerned, I am not interested. See? I have no right to take decision on others. I have no right to guide others. I have to live my life. See? In one place, one of my very good friend is a great Mahatma. He said, Swamiji, you should have at least one room somewhere. In old age, where will you stay? So I asked him, Maharaj, whose is this ashram? I was staying in his ashram only. Who is, of course, Maharaj, aapka ashram hai. It's your ashram. So if it is my ashram, why should I stay in some, make another ashram? It is my ashram. See? Friends, wherever we are, whenever we are, whatever we are, that is the ultimate truth. See? Many people died in Corona with all the relations, money, everything. And when they were declared Corona positive, they were packed up in a packet without being handed over to their own relations. They were straight away taken for cremation. See? But he was such a great Mahatma, he was doing puja pothi, he has not hurt anybody. See? Wonder what will you do? This is the truth of life. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, that is the ultimate truth. And it can be ultimate only when we are 100%. So, the mind is not running in place wherever you are. The mind is not running in time whenever you are. And the mind is not running in the worldly objects whatever you are. Be 100%. So, these three parameters is the samsara. Desha, kala, vastu. Time, space and object. Nothing remains to be spoken. Nothing remains to be talked. So, balyam cha pandityam cha nirvidya nishesham krutva atha mananat muni yogir bhavati. So the yogi becomes the muni, the contemplative one. Then etavadhi brahmanena kartavyam. This is all what is the spiritual practice. What we have been doing for last 3 years in this practice of knowledge in our Corona festival. This is what we are doing. If you see all the satsanga that we had for last almost 3 years, see, 20, 21, 22, almost every day. Nowhere we have mentioned you have to do the puja, pothi, and do dana, dharma, and what will happen after death, whether you will go to heaven. No, no, no. That is all unwanted if you are walking the spiritual path. Therefore, etavadhi brahmanena kartavyam. This is all is the spiritual practice. Therefore, balyam and pandityam. Knowing the truth and with the strength of this knowledge, let the life be lived through us. Yad uta sarva anatma pratyaya tiraskaranam. See, And this is what is said, Sarva Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskaranam. All the objectivity is completely given up. See? There is no otherness. Now this we have to work. Like colors and forms are not other than the vision. So when we add colors and forms, vision is not rich, and when all colors and forms are removed, vision is not poor. See? Now the same principle apply for all the sense organs and sense objects. Therefore, yad ut sarva anatma pratyaya tiraskaranam, all the objectivity is dropped. So objects are dropped, then sense organs are dropped, then mind is dropped, then I who was dropping everything, he is also dropped. When the seeker is also dropped, how there can be somebody who is realized? Like when we enter the sleep, the one who wanted to sleep, even he has to be dropped. So the I who wanted to sleep, when even the I is dropped, then the sleep begins. Therefore, in sleep there is nobody. See? Sarva anatma pratyaya tiraskaranam etat krutva. Having attained this, krutakrutyo yogi bhavati. Then the seeker attains fulfillment in life. Bhagavad Gita, etat buddhva buddhiman syat krutakrutyaschya bharata. See, this is the ultimate of all the spiritual practices. See, the essence of Bhagavad Gita is 15th chapter. And the essence of 15th chapter is this. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat krutakrutyaschya bharata. Etad, what is that? Yasmat ksharamati toham aksharaadapi chottamaha atosmi loke vedecha pratita purushottamaha. See? Yo mam evam asammudaha janati purushottamam sa sarvavit bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam maya naga etad buddhva buddhiman syad krutakrutyaschya bharata. This fulfillment can happen in life only when we abide in our divine nature. There is no anatma pratyaya. When there is no otherness, there is no desire. When there is no otherness, there is no sense of limitations. When there is no otherness and sense of limitation, life is fulfilled. So the fulfillment can happen in life only because of this knowledge. Yad uta sarvanatma pratyaya tiraskaranam etat krutva krutakrutyo bhavati yogi. By this alone, the yogi attains fulfillment in life. The further words were maunam and amaunam. Amaunam cha atma jnanam atma jnana anatma pratyaya tiraskarau panditya balya sanyako nishesham krutva. See? What is the meaning of amaunam? See? Amaunam cha atma jnana anatma pratyaya tiraskarau. See? Atma jnana, knowing the self, and anatma pratyaya, giving up the objectivity completely, panditya balya sanyakau. See, the inner strength born out of the knowledge or the panditya, nishesham krutva, having attained fully, completely, maunam nama, that is amaunam. See? So, amaunam cha atma jnana and anatma pratyaya tiraskaro. I have known the truth and all the objectivity is discarded and therefore living as Panditya and Balya, one is living in this knowledge and with the strength of the knowledge. Then Maunam Nama. Now what is the meaning of Mauna? Maunam Nama Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskaranasya Paryavasanam Phalam. See, Mauna is what? Now the Anatma Pratyaya, the sense of otherness, is completely, fully, exhaustively given up. See, in case of Amaunam, Atma Jnana and Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskaro, both of them are there. I am the self, I am not the body, I am not the world. This is Amaunam. It is not the fulfillment completely. One is still, this Amaunam in the language of Yoga Shastra, we call it as the Sampradnyat Samadhi or Savikalpa Samadhi or Atma Khyati. These are the three words used in the Yoga Shastra. Amaunam. And Panditya Balyam Sanyako Nishesham Krutva. Then Maunam Nama Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskaranasya Paryavasanam Phalam. When the objectivity is Paryavasanam, ultimately reach the height. There is nothing that can be given up. So what is to be given up ultimately? The one who was struggling to give up. Yena tejasi tat teja. See? So objects are discarded, we have come to the sense organs. Sense organs are discarded, we come to the mind. Mind is discarded, we come to the intellect. Intellect is discarded, we are in the life. Life is discarded, we are in the absolute. This is Maunam. Phala. So Maunam Nama Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskaranasya Paryavasanam. Paryavasanam is full final attainment. That is called as the Maunam. Now there is no possibility of fall. In case of yoga, yoga bhrashta. Karma, karma bhrashta. But in case of knowledge, there is no jnana bhrashta. If one has attained this thing. If one is only at the superficial level, reading here and there and giving pravachanam and collecting the funds, no. We are not talking about them. We are talking about Yajnavalkya. So, Tacha Nirvidya Atha Brahmana Krutakrityo Bhavati. Therefore, what is Mauna? Having known Nirvidya, completely, exhaustively, clearly experienced, Brahmana Krutakrityo Bhavati. One attains fulfillment in life. Now, therefore, many people ask this question, Swamiji, how do we know we are spiritually growing? You find out within yourself. Have you discovered fulfillment in life? Or are there still many loose ends to be tied? See? I don't know what is going to happen to my children when I die. I don't know what will my wife do. No Krutakrityata. We are still holding on. Because of me the world is moving. No. See? Anatma pratyaya tiraskarana sarup paryavasanam phalam tacha nirvidya. This is what is the final fulfillment. Atha brahmana krutakrityo bhavati. He has discovered fulfillment. Brahmaiva sarvamiti pratyay upajayate. And thereafter, aham brahmasmi, this knowledge becomes firm. See? Sarvam Brahma, Sarvaiva Brahmamiti Pratyay Upajayate. First line of Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasya Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. This drishti is fulfilled in this sannyasi who has these two things. First thing is Anatma Pratyaya Tiraskar, and secondly is Atma Bala, by the study of the scriptures. Sarvam iti brahmaiva sarvam iti pratyay upajayate. Sa brahmanaha krutakrityaha. Such a brahmana becomes krutakritya. Ato brahmanaha nirupacharitam. He tada tasya brahmanyam praptam. See? Ataha brahmana, therefore the Brahman, nirupacharitam. There is no upachar. See? Because of this, because of that. No, he is. He has not gained anything. See? This is so beautiful. It is praptasya prapti. We don't become divine, we are divine. This principle also we told you a number of times. We don't have to become divine, we are divine. Only recognize our own divinity, that's it. See? So, nirupacharitam hi tada tasya brahmanyam praptam ataha aha sa brahmanaha kena syat kena charanena bhavet. Therefore, it is said, Brahmana is that kena charanena kena acharanena. Now, what are the signs of the realized person? See? Ataha aha sa brahmana kena syat kena charanena bhavet. Under what conditions he realizes? Therefore, tene drusham eva ayam. He is like himself. How simple it is. You will see, therefore, so many Mahatmas, now all of them abiding in the same truth. But their expressions are totally different. One is illiterate, one is highly educated, one is leading a disgusting life from our standpoint of view, one is leading a life of a king. See? Like Manik Prabhu, he was leading a life of a king. There are other Mahatmas who were living a life of a naked, unclaimed persons. See? Therefore, yena kenachit acharanena iti. Therefore, whichever way he lives is okay. Stutyartham. This is how the glory of the wise man is explained by these words. That the Mahatma has no do's and don'ts, no rules and regulations. Now this point also we have to understand. One example I gave you yesterday or day first probably, that if we are in any country, there are traffic rules. Yes, there are traffic rules. But find out, are these traffic rules applied on you? If you are not driving the car, let there be traffic rules. You are not bound by that. In the same manner, let there be dharma, the rules of religious conduct. Let it be there. But if you do not accept yourself to be anybody, you have given up the notion that I am somebody, I am a jiva, papoham papakarmaham. When you have discarded all that, you have become one with the Absolute. Then there are no rules and regulations applied. See? North, east, west, south, they are important for those who are getting conditioned by them. Now those who do not care, they hold on to the space. For them, directions make no difference. Therefore, neither the Feng Shui nor the Vastu Purusha is of any importance. देखो येन केनचित् आचरणेन स्तुत्यर्थम येयं ब्राह्मण्यावस्था सेयं स्तूयते न तु चरणेन अनादरः. देखो, therefore this is how the greatness of this brahmanyavastha, one who is abiding in the truth, it is glorified. It is not condemned that such a wise man can live any way he likes. It is not the anadaraha. See. Now, continuing further. Ataha etasmad brahmanyavasthanat ashanayadi atita atmaswarupat nityatruptat anyat avidya vishayam eshana lakshanam vastvantaram artha vinashi arti parigruhitam swapnamaya marichi udakasamam asaram atmai vaikaha kevalo nityamukti iti tatoha kaloha kaushita keyaha upararama. Now this question was asked by the kaloha, the kaushita. So it is said, etasmad brahmani avasthanat, brahmani avasthana. He who is thus abiding in this absolute essential self, then Ashanayadi Atita Atma Sarupat. Therefore, we have seen what is the Antaratama Atma. It is where Ashana Pipasa, then Shoka Moha and Jara Mrityu, the hunger and thirst, the delusion and grief, and old age and death, these things have no impact. This is what he said. Ataha tasmad brahmane avasthanar. He who is thus abiding in this absolute reality, ashanayadi atita, that which is beyond these six urmis, sarupat, that being one's essential nature, therefore nitya truptat, he is ever content. Kritakritasya. There is no discontentment. And anyad avidya vishayam eshana lakshanam vastvantaram. And these avidya lakshanam, all the effects of the wrong notion, such as the desires, eshana, and all other objectivity, artha vinashi arti parigruhitam. See, artha vinashi, that which is subject to destruction, arti parigruhitam, getting influenced by the destruction, swapna maya marishi udaka samam. And like the dream or the mirage waters, asaram, it is of not any meaning. Atma eva ekaha kevalo nitya mukta iti. Thus he has come to this experience that there is ekameva dvitiya, never was in bondage, never is ever required to be liberated. Iti. Tatoha, now this is what told to Kahol by the great teacher Yagyavalkya. Atoha kaholaha kaushitakeyaha upararama. Having thus heard from the Guru, the Yagyavalkyaji, this Kahola Kaushitakeya upararama, he became satisfied. See how beautiful the whole topic is. It needs to be reflected again and again. Listen once, twice, thrice. Then only this can be firmly understood. Now hereafter the another topic begins. Only introduction we will see and rest we will see whenever the Lord wants. Yad sakshat aparokshat brahma sarvantaram atma iti uktam. It was said that Brahma Atma Sarvantaram iti uktam. It is said. Tasya sarvantarasya sarupa adhigamaya ya shakalya brahmanat grantha arambhyate. Now what is the nature of the sarvantarayami Brahma Atma? For that, up to the shakalya Brahman, all this topic is beginning. Grantha arambhyate. पृथिव्यादिनी आकाशांतानि भूतानि अंतर्बहि भावेन व्यवस्थितानि. Everything in this world, starting from the earth and the space, they are always associated with the inside and outside. This is another important point we told you. We require a reference to establish inside and outside. So all these Mahabhutas, all of them, Prithvivyadini, starting from the earth, Akashanantani, up to the Akasha, the space, Sarvani Bhutani, Antarbahir Bhavena Vyavasthitani. Tesham yad bahyam adhigamya nirakurvan. And therefore the externalness, these are to be rejected. Drashtuhu sakshat sarvantara agauna atma. And thus come to know the essential self, agauda atma. One has to come to know this essential self. Nirakurvan drashtuhu sakshat sarvantara agonatma sarva samsara dharma vinirmuktaha darshayitavya. So this Brahma Sarvantaryami, what is the nature of this Brahman, that has to be now brought to the notice of the student, and therefore now we start the what is this one? The Shashta Brahmana, the sixth Brahmana. This sixth Brahmana is about the Gargi. See? Athahainam Gargi Vachaknavi Papracha Yagyavalketi Hovacha Yadidam Sarvam Apyasoptam Chaprotam Chakasmin Sal कल्वापो ओताश्च प्रोताश्चेति वायो गार्गेति कस्मिन्नु खलु वायुरोतश्च प्रोतश्च अंतरिक्षं लोकेषु. And in this manner she goes on asking, and finally the Yagyavalkyaji tells him that you are talking too much. See? Ati pruchasi. You are talking too much. Gargi ma prakshi iti. Now don't ask further question. Tato gargi vachakna upararama. Then she kept quiet. So what is that? Is a very beautiful topic that we will see in our next session. Tomorrow onwards there won't be session because I am traveling. Tomorrow, now it is morning in India, isn't it? So tomorrow evening, that means Hindi talk. So Hindi talk we will have, but the morning talk will not be there. So there will be only from according to US time. I will speak tomorrow morning, so you will have the talk in the evening. But tomorrow evening I am traveling, so you will not have the talk in the day after tomorrow morning. तब तक के लिए हमें आज्ञा दीजिए. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.